Everyone thinks the danger in a long blackout is outside, looters, riots, whatever is happening out there. But for most people, the thing that actually hurts them first is not a stranger at the door. It is their own house. The same building that feels safe right now turns into a freezing box, a gas chamber, a fire trap, a fall hazard, and a giant refrigerator full of slow poison the second the power dies and does not come back. You do not have to believe me. Every major blackout, every winter storm, every disaster tells the same story. People die inside their own homes, from carbon monoxide, from falls and fires, from drinking and eating things that turn toxic in the dark. They never thought their house could turn on them. In this video, I am going to walk you through 9 traps already inside your house that become deadly in a real blackout, and exactly what to do about each one now, while you still have time. If you fix these, your home goes from comfortable coffin to actual shelter. Let us start with the one that quietly kills whole families in a single night. Trap 1. The invisible gas that never warns you when the lights go out and the temperature drops. People make the same decisions over and over. They pull a generator into the garage and crack the door just a little. They bring a charcoal grill inside just for tonight. They run a gas stove with all the burners on to heat the kitchen. They use a propane heater made for outdoor spaces in a closed room. Hours later, nobody wakes up. Carbon monoxide is colorless, odorless, and heavier than the air in your lungs. It binds to your blood more strongly than oxygen. Once it is there, your body cannot carry oxygen properly. You get sleepy, confused, then stop breathing. You do not choke, you do not gasp, you just fade. In a blackout, your house becomes a perfect container for this gas if you are careless. Here is what to fix now. First, never run a generator in a garage, basement, or right next to a ground-level window. If you must use one, it belongs outside, away from doors and vents. The exhaust must have open air, not a half-closed space. Second, never use charcoal grills, camp stoves, or open flame heaters inside closed rooms. These are for outdoors only. If you bring them in because it is cold, you are trading short-term comfort for the chance of not waking up. Third, buy and install battery-powered carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home, especially near sleeping areas. Do not rely only on hardwired detectors that die with the grid. Make sure they have fresh batteries and test them regularly. In a blackout, your biggest enemy is often not hunger or looters. It is gas you cannot see coming from tools you thought would save you. Trap 2. The room that freezes you from the floor up. Most people worry about cold air on their skin. They grab more blankets. They put on a coat, they sit on the couch and shiver. What they do not notice is that the floor under them is quietly stealing more heat than the air. Concrete, tile, and even wood floors get cold fast when the heat stops. They sit there like massive heat sponges, sucking warmth out of your body through your feet, legs, and back. You can be under 3 blankets and still slide into hypothermia if your core is pressed against a cold floor all night. Your house becomes a conduction trap. Here is how to fix it. Pick 1 or 2 rooms right now to be your blackout core. These are the spaces you will live and sleep in if the heat is gone for days. In those rooms, plan layers between you and the floor. Rugs, carpets. Blankets you do not care about. Cardboard flattened and taped down. Mats, foam, anything that adds thickness. The goal is simple. If you have to sleep there, your body should not be within 1 blanket of bare floor. There should be a clear, thick barrier. In a crisis, you can add more using clothes, towels, even piles of newspaper or dry leaves in bags. But if you choose and prep the room now, you save yourself from scrambling later. Heat rises. Cold sinks. Your bed should not be at the bottom of a cold well. Trap 3. The candle that burns your house down. The first thing people reach for in the dark is flame. Candles on tables, tea lights on windowsills, an open flame in a room full of flammable dust and clutter. Add stress, kids, pets, and a tired brain, and you have the perfect recipe for accidental fires in the one building you cannot afford to lose. In a blackout, your fire department is stretched thin or not coming at all. A small mistake can turn into an unstoppable blaze. Your home turns from shelter to furnace. Fix this before you ever need it. First, stock and use safer light sources whenever possible. Battery-powered lanterns, headlamps, and flashlights are vastly safer than candles. Rechargeable lights paired with a small solar panel can give you hours of light without open flame. Second, designate fire-safe zones if you must use candles. Clear all paper, curtains, and clutter at least a couple of feet away. Use sturdy, wide candle holders that do not tip easily. Never put candles on window sills near curtains, on shelves full of books, or on unstable surfaces. Third, make a house rule now: no one leaves a room with a candle still burning. Ever. Say it now, not during the panic. Practice it during normal power outages. Fourth, keep at least one extinguisher and a bucket or two you can fill with water in your core living area. Do not bury the extinguisher behind boxes. Put it where your hand can find it in the dark. Light keeps you sane in a blackout. Fire uncontrolled ends things fast. Trap 4, the staircase that takes you out. You think of your stairs as nothing. You walk them half asleep. You go up and down while looking at your phone. Now imagine them without light. No overhead bulb, no street lights coming through the window. No phone flashlight because you are saving your battery or your hands are full. One misstep. One loose object on the step that you could not see. One fall. In a world with working hospitals, you get a cast. In a world where emergency rooms are overwhelmed or offline, a broken leg or head injury inside your own home can be a slow, lonely death sentence. Your staircase becomes a vertical trap. Fix it now. First, clear your stairs completely. No storage, no shoes, no boxes, no temporary stuff. Treat your stairs like a runway. They are never where you put things for now. Second, pre-position low-level safe lighting. Battery-powered motion lights, glow-in-the-dark tape on edges. Small night lights plugged into outlets that switch to battery in a power loss. Even a faint light is better than total darkness. It lets your eyes find the edges. Third, make a plan for sleeping and bathroom use that minimizes night trips up and down. If you can move mattresses or sleeping setups to one floor during a real long blackout, do it. The fewer times you have to navigate stairs half asleep in the dark, the better. Your bones are part of your survival gear. Do not let your own staircase break them. Trap 5, the tap water you trust too long. When the power goes out, something else often follows soon after. Water treatment, pumps fail, chlorination stops, pressure drops. For a while your tap might still run. People think, at least the water still works. They drink it, they cook with it, they brush their teeth with it. They do this long after the quality has changed. Invisible pathogens creep in. You cannot see bacteria or parasites. What you notice is stomach cramps, vomiting, diarrhea, and weakness. Dehydration hits hard in the middle of a crisis. You lose more fluid than you can spare. Your own plumbing becomes a delivery system for sickness. Fix this with one mental switch and one physical habit. Mental switch. In any serious, widespread, long-duration blackout, treat tap water as untrusted after day one, unless you definitively know your local system is on backup and being tested. Physical habit. Make boiling or filtering normal, not emergency only. Have a way to boil water that does not rely on the electric stove. A camping stove used outdoors, a rocket stove, a grill. Boil clear water for at least 1 full minute. Have at least one real filter rated for bacteria and protozoa. Gravity filters, ceramic filters, or straw filters with real specs. Do not rely on cheap toys. Know how to use unscented bleach or calcium hypochlorite to disinfect water in bulk. Write down the ratios where you store them so you are not guessing. In a blackout, assume your toilet tank and water heater are backup sources, not drinkable tap on demand. Your house pipes are not a magic spring. They are just the last part of a system that might already be failing. Trap 6. The toilet that turns your home into a sewer. When the water stops, people still hit the handle. They flush out of habit even when tanks stop filling. Sooner or later, waste stops going away. In big outages, municipal sewer systems can back up. Without pumps, gravity takes over. What went down for years can start coming back up. Basement drains, toilets on lower floors, sinks, raw sewage in your living space is more than disgusting. It is disease. Bacteria, viruses, and parasites in that mess can infect through tiny cuts, through contact, through flies landing on your food. Your home, once clean, becomes a petri dish. Fix it now in 3 ways. First, know how to shut off your main water supply and, if possible, your connection to the sewer line. A backflow preventer or even a simple mechanical plug in a basement drain can stop some of the worst issues. Talk to a plumber while times are calm if you do not understand your setup. Second, have a backup toilet plan that does not depend on flushing. 5-gallon bucket with a seat, heavy-duty trash bags as liners. Sawdust, kitty litter, or shredded paper to cover waste and reduce smell. Keep this kit somewhere ready, not as a thought experiment. Third, set rules for waste early in a crisis. Separate liquids from solids as much as possible. Designate one place as the toilet zone, not every corner of the house. Plan for where and how you will dispose of sealed waste outside to minimize contamination. Your toilet is not your ally when water is gone. If you keep treating it like one, it can turn your whole shelter into a hazard. Trap 7. The fridge that serves you poison. The grid dies. The fridge hums for a while, then goes silent. People open the door, grab something, close it. They do this over and over, letting in warm air, each time raising the internal temperature faster. Hours in, things look fine, smell okay, feel coldish. They keep eating leftovers, dairy, meat, and think it should be all right, it was in the fridge. Then the bacteria they cannot see do what bacteria always do in the warm, wet dark. Food poisoning in normal life is miserable but rarely fatal with modern care. In a collapse, with no easy access to IV fluids, doctors, or even clean toilets, a bad case can kill you. Your fridge turns into a beautifully disguised incubator. Fix this with a simple, strict rule. Decide in advance what gets eaten first, what gets thrown, and when the fridge stops being trusted. Day 1. Use up highly perishable items fast. Fresh meat, fish, dairy, leftovers. Cook what you can in 1 or 2 big meals. Share if you must. Do not save it for later when you know your fridge is warming. Keep the door closed as much as humanly possible. Day 2 and beyond, be ruthless. If it is meat or dairy that has been warm for many hours, assume it is dangerous. Do not taste test. Do not sniff and guess. Throw it or feed it only to animals if you are willing to accept that risk. Shift your eating towards shelf-stable foods. Dry goods, canned goods, things that are safe at room temperature. Use the fridge and freezer as cold safes for stable items if you can keep them cooler than the room, but stop trusting them as guardians of raw meat and milk. Your stomach is not a science experiment. Trap 8. The light and noise that invite the wrong people. Imagine you are standing in a dark neighborhood during a week-long blackout. Every house on the street is dark and silent, except one. It has light in the windows. You can hear a generator rumbling. You see silhouettes moving around inside, watching something, cooking something. What goes through your mind? You do not need to be a criminal to fill in the blank. They have fuel, they have batteries, they have food. In unstable times, that thought spreads fast. Your own house turns into a beacon, broadcasting resources here to anyone nearby. Fix it by controlling your signature. First, plan for light discipline. Blackout curtains or thick blankets over windows in your chosen living rooms. Keep most of the house dark. Light only the smallest necessary areas and only as bright as you need. Use task lighting close to where you are instead of full room lighting. Second, limit noise. If you have to run a generator, do it in short, strategic bursts during daytime hours, not all night long. Place it as far from property lines and as shielded as possible. Consider baffles or walls to dampen sound. Do not blast music or loud audio outside. Keep entertainment on headphones or at low volume. Third, keep your movements subtle. Do not be the only house constantly going in and out with visible gear and boxes during a crisis. If everyone believes we are all in the dark together, they may grumble, but they will not fixate on you. The more you look and sound like an exception, the more you draw attention. Attention is not what you want when rules are thin. Trap 9. The stress that makes you leave safety. Your house can trap you physically. It can also trap you mentally. The silence, the dark. The constant awareness of danger. People get restless. They get cabin fever. They start going outside just to talk, to vent, to see what is going on. They open doors for every knock because they want information. They stand in driveways with flashlights chatting in the open. They tell themselves, I will just check the store one more time. In doing so, they expose themselves to the worst parts of a crisis. Fights, crowds, desperate people looking for someone weaker. Your house was protecting you. Your urge to escape boredom dragged you out. Fix this with preparation that goes beyond gear. Have things to do inside that are not just staring at walls. Books, cards, games, paper and pens, skills to practice quietly. Make a routine for blackouts instead of improvising under stress. Set times for checking on neighbors you trust. Gathering news with caution. Working on small tasks. Set times where you explicitly stay inside quietly no matter how bored you feel. Talk with the people you live with now about how you will handle knocks at the door, demands for entry, and requests you cannot safely meet. Your mind under stress will look for any excuse to break safety rules. If you do not write those rules now, you will end up making bad decisions later. Your house can be a coffin or a castle. The same walls, windows, and appliances can either kill you faster or keep you alive longer. It depends entirely on whether you let invisible gases build up, sleep on cold floors, light candles like it is a birthday party, fall down dark stairs, drink unsafe water. Turn bathrooms into disease factories, eat spoiled food, advertise your comfort, and let boredom drag you into danger. Or whether you run fuel outdoors and detect gases, insulate under you as much as on top, treat open flame like a loaded weapon, keep stairs clear and lit. Treat tap water as suspicious early and purify it, set up backup sanitation, use your fridge wisely and ruthlessly, hide your light and noise, and prepare your mind for long, quiet days. You cannot control the grid, you cannot control the weather. You cannot control the decisions millions of strangers will make. You can control what your own four walls turn into, a trap or a fortress. Before the next blackout, walk through your home and look at it like an enemy would. Where could this place hurt me if I stop thinking? Then fix those spots one by one now. Because when the lights go out for real, the safest place you have might be the one you are sitting in right now. If and only if you have tamed its traps.